Hi, it's Darin Eppich. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna kind of piggyback off the 2022 Real Estate is Effing Nuts video that came out a couple weeks ago. We're gonna focus on West Hollywood. Long story short, median home sale price in West Hollywood is up 42% from 1.93 million to about, 2.73 million from January 2021 to January 2022. It's a lot. I mean, if you want to buy a house in West Hollywood now, the median home sale price is 2.7 million as of literally January of this year. So, you want to live in West Hollywood, it's going to probably be about 2.5 to $3 million. You might get lucky in the high ones, but that's probably realistically what you're looking at. If you like the video you see today, please subscribe and like it. If you have any comments below, question my data, which is from the MLS, please do so. We're gonna discuss today, the factors that are causing this to happen. And it's happening all over LA and all over the country. But, we're talking about West Hollywood in particular because it's an area that I cover. And I want to kind of give you kind of some stats and just talking points. No inventory. A lot of the pandemic, they've said that it's record low inventory. To give you an idea, because I just did a presentation about a week ago for a union, in terms of Los Angeles, not even West Hollywood, but Los Angeles in general, a year ago, January 2021, it was about 7,900 homes for sale or inventory. Fast forward to January 2022, you are looking at about, I think, 5,100 homes. So it's down 35%. Record low inventory, they said it last year. It's even worse this year. In the city of West Hollywood, or in the area of West Hollywood from the MLS, right now we're about, inventory is about 6 weeks or 1.58. That's factoring in that there was 19 active listings in the West Hollywood vicinity and 12 sold. So that gives you 6 weeks basically more or less of inventory. If it was a balanced market, you're looking at between 4 to 6 months. So 6 weeks is extremely low. So there's basically no inventory. So if there's all these buyers, which I keep hearing numbers of, my lenders, all the different lenders I talk to saying they're pre-approving more people than they can remember. So more buyers, less inventory. That's why you're getting these 15 to 20 offers on a home. And like I said, the main factor is for West Hollywood, you're looking at about 1.5 months of inventory, 6 weeks, which is 8 to 10 times lower than a balanced market. LA in general is down 35%. So those are some key factors. Number 2, interest rates. Last time we did this video, we already saw that this was happening and going crazy or insane with buyers, etc. So basically everyone who was on the fence is now scrambling to buy a property. Some people are even buying stuff that they don't even love before the rates take off again. Last time we were talking about 4%. If you look at numbers across the board, I think, if you do a Google search or talk to any lender, we're looking at about a 4.5% a rate, 30-year fixed mortgage interest rate. You factor in I think it was early 2021, rates were in the 2s. Even to last fall, my clients got a 3.25 interest rate. So it's gone up quite a bit. I think that's getting a lot of people that were on the fence to jump off, and also going back to rental prices, those are going up too. So that's another factor, but that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, in the last 2 to 3 weeks since the beginning of the year, interest rates have gone up dramatically. I think it was February 10th on a Thursday. It was the biggest rate increase in 2 years. I think it went up 0.5 point. Keep in mind, the Fed hasn't even done interest rate hikes yet. So we may see interest rates go up to 5 by the time that, in a few months. Who knows? But that's a huge factor in why this frenzy is happening at the beginning of the year. People are scrambling to buy before the interest rates go up too high because it helps them save money in the long run, monthly in terms of their interest rates. But if the home prices are going up and people are paying way more than they should, are they really saving that much money by scrambling right now? So it's a give and take. Number 3, competition. The competition's insane. I mean, I have clients that I think are willing to buy a property right now just because of rates and just to get it over with versus a home they even love. I'm noticing that there's people that are just like chomping at the bit, even more than I thought originally when I did a video a couple weeks ago. More as time has gone on, I mean, the pending homes, ones that you think are good homes, they're going for like $200,000-$300,000 over asking. We saw some of that last year at times. It feels a little different this year. And people just have to, kind of stomach that. They have to be looking forward and thinking, is this what it's going to take for me to get a home? Do I need to pull out, all my reserves or, make this decision based on just thinking forward? Because, if you do it based on, comps from last 3 months, it doesn't really apply. Even to the point where people are not even caring about appraising, they're just making up the difference. And then also on top top of that, I heard a stat from someone that they read, or maybe 50% of the buyers are cash buyers in Southern California. So you see what you're dealing with, especially on these flips and fixers, and people are just coming in guns blazing. So if you're a buyer, definitely be ready. You're probably going to lose a few, and maybe that's what it takes for you to really figure out how to go for it, and figure out how to get the place you want and step a little outside your comfort zone just to move forward. I know it's tough, it's not easy, and I don't recommend it on certain homes, but maybe if it's the one you love or really like, you may want to do it. So competition's crazy, and I think the people that were still looking last fall, the ones that came out this year, they're just throwing it at it. That is what I'm seeing in LA, all different price levels, and in West Hollywood as well. So you just need to, that's why the median home price has gone up. Will the frenzy slow down? Right now, it's hard to see. Usually the spring is a great time, more inventory. The interest rates keep going up. Will the frenzy slow down, continue? Right now, it feels like, because we're in it, that it's going to be hard to see the frenzy slow down. I gotta believe it's got to when more inventory comes out. But if you're a seller and you want to stay in LA, even though you can make a lot of money, what's your drive to sell unless you're downsizing or leaving the city or moving outskirts or somewhere, like another starter home or a fixer, and you're willing to do that? Maybe that's the idea. But a lot of people, they're happy with their home, and they probably think this is going to continue. So will the frenzy continue? Honestly, I think earlier in the year, I thought it was just, the beginning of the year and interest rates and low inventory, and we'll get more inventory. Right now, I'm not seeing that much more inventory come out yet. I know usually in the spring it does, but as of right now, it's undetermined. I'd almost say you have better luck getting a condo right now than getting a single family home because it's not as crazy. I don't have the answer. I thought maybe spring, early summer, late spring, we're gonna, usually you see a lot more inventory. Starts the real buying season and for LA and West Hollywood, but I'm not seeing it yet. Number 5 recommendations. If you're selling in West Hollywood and you've been thinking about, you're open to moving to another place, I think it's a good time to sell. A lot of people still want to live in West Hollywood. It's still a great area, obviously. West Hollywood West, Norma Triangle, WeHo North, all these areas, pockets, even east of Fairfax, depending on where you're at exactly. There's a lot of great little pockets of West Hollywood. I think if you're a seller, you should consider selling, because there's definitely people that, there's not much inventory out there. There was 19 homes at the end of January, 12 had sold, so there's 6 weeks of inventory. Odds are you're gonna get more than you normally would get, and who knows if this is gonna last. If you're a buyer, I say think forward, and you may have to overpay for something that, an area that you wanna live in. If West Hollywood's the area you wanna live in, you're probably gonna pay more than a lot of places in LA. So that would be kind of my thought process if I'm a buyer's agent. I would just let you know that you're probably gonna pay more than you'd like to. You're obviously gonna pay 42% more than you did a year ago, and you may wanna come in all cash. Like I said, if you're a seller, it's gonna probably move pretty quick. Days on market has decreased, and we're not seeing much inventory coming out. So tough, it's a seller's market for sure in West Hollywood. For buyers, you gotta be patient, but you also gotta think forward, and probably you might be paying a tad bit more than you want to from the list price, and you have to be prepared for that. Like I said, think forward as a buyer. If you're a seller, you might want to cash out, because West Hollywood, over the years is kind of, we thought it had plateaued depending on the house, because it's already, the value is not there as much as other parts of LA, because you're paying a premium to be in West Hollywood, because it's a very desirable place to live. But right now, sellers can, if they couldn't sell it last year, they're going to sell it this year. There's no doubt about that. So that's my recommendations for buyers and sellers in West Hollywood. If you have any more questions, please contact me. If you need, advice on areas of West Hollywood that you should focus on, if you should get a condo or a home, it really depends on what your needs are. We're here to help you. And like I said, 2022, reviewing West Hollywood and seeing that it's up 42% year over year from last year in January. Shocking, to say the least. All right, have a great day. Thank you.